Hello, family. I wanted to get on and record a video for my son's 18th birthday yesterday, but I was not really in the shape to do it. It was a hard day for me because when I woke up yesterday morning, I had come to the realization that this is not the way that I planned on celebrating my son's 18th birthday. No mother does, whether our children are incarcerated or whether we have lost them to violence or gun violence or just heinous acts, suicide. However, we've lost our children. It's a loss too soon, too great, too much, incomprehensible, no way to understand it, no way to change it, no way to rewind the time to get it back. And I had a really hard time yesterday just kind of wrapping my head around it. I hadn't heard from him in a week and heard that there was a lockdown. Didn't know if it was individual or if it was the entire unit. Nonetheless, not hearing from him, and that added to the anxiety and the fear and the anguish that I felt, that just that simple thing that we take for granted, just those simple two words, happy birthday, and not being able to tell him on his birthday. And so I had to really get myself and get my composure. And before the end of the day, yesterday, before getting off of work, I realized something. And so this video is mainly to apologize to all the mothers out there that have lost their children, that can't see them, can't hold them, can't touch them, can't anticipate a phone call, can't imagine the fear of something going wrong or something that has happened to them because they're gone on before us. They're gone on to a greater place, and the universe has embraced them and they are resting in peace. So I have to apologize to those mothers because in the midst of all of that, I began to go into a state, into a mode of gratitude, an attitude of gratitude. And I began to thank God that my son is in the land of the living, that I am able to talk to him, and that although my pain is great, it cannot compare to the physical loss of a child. And just being this part or this entity or this growth for Mothers for Sons, that I too am coming into an understanding, and that knowledge is power, and empathy is a great part of where we all need to be, and where we need to set our sights. Because when we're able to walk in someone else's shoes, when we're able to identify, the moment that I was able to identify with the pain of that mother or that father that cannot talk to their son, because my son did finally call last night around 9 o'clock, 9:30, to let me know that he was okay and that he had been moved to general population, and that now he's in a area with men 2, 3 times his age. And my prayers that he's protected, that he's supported, that he's successful, and that he is productive where he is, and that he strives to do the best that he can with what he has right now, and to know that he has a family that's supporting him and praying for him. And at that moment, like I say, I broke, and I just began to think about all the times when I was afraid when he would be out at night. Curfew was approaching and he hadn't checked in, and just the fear that I had for him going into a public place, or driving to school in the mornings, or coming home in the afternoons, or just wondering if anybody would hire him, or if anyone would give him a chance and what his future would be like and what his wife and kids may look like. And it's it's no easy feat being a mother, but it's sure as hell no easy feat being a black mother. And you have to be living under a rock to not realize how hard it is raising black men. And Ashley Harris just posted something a few minutes ago on Facebook. I watched this young woman grow up from a little girl into a beautiful young woman. And Ashley, I give you a shout out to what you posted, but I'm going to tell you this. I've got some years on you and I have some experience. You cannot fear what you cannot control. Please do not fear what you cannot control. What you can control, embrace it. What you can control, believe it, trust it, speak it, say it. What you can control. But fear will allow you to lose control. And when Trayvon Martin was killed, I remember staying in bed from Friday night until Sunday morning. I felt like I could not move, I could not function, I could not. And at that time, my sons were around his age. One was, and one was a little younger. And I remember going into that state of where you are now, that anger, that anguish, that pain, that fear that just paralyzes you. And I just want you to know that you are going to have to remember that you cannot dwell on what you don't want, because the very thing that you don't want, you will attract what you don't want. You have to attract what it is that you do want. Start your affirmations now. Start your confession of faith now. Start writing out your vision and your plan for your boys, for your husband. Post it up, put it on the wall, make it plain, get a vision board, and keep that sight before them. Keep that sight before them, and they'll be okay. They'll be okay. But I don't want to come back and say and be what I've experienced, that the very thing that I feared has come upon me. The very thing that I feared has come upon me. But that's okay, because I know different now. Knowledge is power. I think different now. Knowledge is power. I speak different now. Knowledge is power. And I know that everything is working out for us. Everything is working out for my son. Everything is working out for your babies and your babies and your babies and your babies. Whoever's looking at this video, everything is working out for your babies, for your sons, for your black men, for your black daughters. Everything is working out. We've got to change our mindset and our way of thinking. We can no longer lay down and die and say it is what it is. We can't sit around and say, well, that's just the way it goes, or that's just the way life is. Life was not meant to be like this. God is no respecter of person. The universe sees no color. You attract what you want. You create your own reality. There's no black or no white reality. It's just reality. And when we start thinking different and speaking different and believing different, we can create our own reality. We are supposed to be the I am of this universe.